Hi! If you are watching this, it probably means that I deemed the footage that I filmed here in Portugal suitable for a video, so that is why you're seeing me here. This morning I went to this shop and I hope to go back tomorrow because I was told that I will be able to film in the store. It's not a store, it's actually like almost like a warehouse where you can go to buy products. And if I can do that, that would be super cool. So I really hope to have that in this video. If not, you will just have bits and pieces of what I did in Portugal. We will have been here in total 17 days. We mostly stayed in Lisbon and up in the north in La Serra da Estrela, which is a mountain kind of northeast. And some of you may not know, but my husband is Portuguese, and that is why, even though like me, he kind of grew up between countries, so you can't tell when he's in one country that he's not originally from that country. Well, whatever. So yeah, this is today's video. It's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, this summer we're doing a lot of different videos. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that if you visited Lisbon or Portugal and you loved it, you'll leave a comment down below, and I will see you soon. Bye. I had been to Ponto Das Artes before, last time I was in Portugal. I had asked my artist friend Fabiana, who lives in Portugal, hi Fabiana if you're watching this, and has a wonderful art gallery, Sistante Art, if you're ever visiting, where to go to buy art supplies, and she said Ponto Das Artes, and I went to a shop in the centre of Lisbon, but I checked online this time to see if there was anything closer, and I found this one in AGUALVA, CACEM. So if you're in the Lisbon area, that is the one you will see me visit here, because there's more than one. And I was impressed by the sheer size of this shop slash warehouse, and the staff were really nice as well. I had my husband and my two boys waiting in the car park outside, so I could not spend as much as I would have honestly liked to in this shop. Or rather, as long as I would have liked to in this shop. It was my birthday, so I was definitely going to splurge. It was definitely the most massive shop that I have seen that sells art supplies. I tried to discover something about the shop as much as I can. I know that it was founded in 1989. It is a Portuguese shop and is somehow connected to Quadrimovel. So if anyone Portuguese is watching and knows about Ponto Das Artes and know more about this family business apparently, and it started off as something else and then became technical stationery and then became Ponto Das Artes, with many stores that have the goal of bringing artists closer and offering materials and services that can enable them to attain their full artistic potential. Personally, I felt like I was in my own slice of heaven. My hands were itching to grab everything. My heart was beating. I was getting so much visual information that I was like a kid in a candy store. They also had Daniel Smith watercolours, which I really rarely see in Italy. I don't think I've ever seen them in Italy, actually, not physically in a shop. I also saw the set of cool and warm primary colours that Daniel Smith offers, and I'd had my eye on that for such a long time now. I paused for a moment on this triad, but then I figured I probably already had these colours. And there goes my resolution not to buy any more art supplies. With the hot and cold primary colours. And the Primatex set. But I'm really drawn to this one.
I've been curious to try it for ages. Now I just want to see how much it costs. Because, yeah, but I think it teaches you a lot about colour theory. Yeah, more like me trying to justify my spending more money on art supplies. I managed to stay away from the pan pastels because I think I bought one in the past and I didn't really use it that much. And then I came across these watercolours. This brand is French and I had never seen them before, so I decided to buy 3 tubes. I bought a cerulean blue, I bought a cadmium red light, and they didn't have a Naples yellow, so I bought a yellow ochre. Cerulean blue in this. And ochre jaune or sienna. They have these jelly plates. And yeah, I don't know what this is. This looks more like something like maybe textiles, that kind of thing. Back there is the area where they have all the canvases. A ton of brushes. I'm not sure whether these are watercolor brushes, but I'm assuming they are. And of course, why not pick up a Rose Dorée by Winsor & Newton, because you can never have too many tubes or pans of Rose Dorée. And then I was about to leave when I discovered there was an upstairs, much to the joy of my family who were waiting outside. Fortunately, it wasn't too hot. The upstairs was mostly pencils, that kind of thing, so it wasn't too much my cup of tea. But I ended up finding this round watercolor paper by this brand, which is probably Italian, surely Italian, Portofino. And for a while, I was tempted to buy it. I really liked the idea of a round painting, but I managed to stop that temptation. Don't worry, I bought a lot of other stuff to make up for it. Individual blocks. I just metallic pencils. Yeah, they just have everything here. Everything. I've rarely in my life, in fact I think this is the shop that I have seen that just literally goes on and on forever. It has the most supplies that I've ever seen, and if you're in Lisbon, don't come to it unless you're planning on, spending a ton of money. So I'm heading out to safety because I can no longer safely be in here. Sneak peek, we have a huge art haul coming, and yeah, that's just some of this stuff. It's my birthday while I was here, so I took the chance to spend as much money as I could on art supplies, and I actually filmed everything inside this store warehouse of this shop, so it was really, really cool. I don't want to know how much I spent in there. I think I lost touch. let's have a peek inside, shall we? My son George is helping me, but he's not going to talk, he's just going to help me. Let's take the receipts out of the way because nobody wants to see that. And let's also say that it was my birthday, so I spent money that my in-laws had given to me. I always say I'm not going to buy anything new, but you know, art supply wise, but I end up doing it anyway. So George, you help me, and you can start by passing me, you know, start with the larger ones. So these are, I think, Kuretake Gansai Tambi, the Japanese watercolors. I think I do have Kuretake, and this looks exactly, yeah, Gansai Tambi. This looks exactly like the boxing they have on the Kuretake. But what I fell in love with, of course, as you will imagine when you see these, are the colors. What else did we get? So yes, this was a huge indulgence. Pastel shades by Derwent. These are, what the heck did I go and buy? Are these not even watercolors? Oh no, yeah, they're well, it's only in French and in Spanish. Like, shades paints are soft and light. They can be layered. Okay, listen, I'll find out if these are watercolor paint pan set. I don't know, paint pan set. I'm thinking the might contains 12 contemporary light pastel shades. It doesn't say watercolors. But it does look like watercolors. It looks like very, maybe cheap watercolors. We'll see. On to the next item. Yeah. What's in here? What's in here? What could ever be in here? Something messy usually. And indeed these are a couple of Sennelier sticks. They're really oily, but I don't think they're oil pastels, so no wonder they're oily. Of course, again, I like this pink, and I love the silver. And I can see myself using them on some really large PCs. On to the next. So this brush I could not resist because of the shape. It has a really nice point, and then I bought this white acrylic gouache. Again, we don't find Winsor & Newton very easily in Italy, and when I saw they had it here, I had to get it. And acrylic gouache, not acrylic gouache, is something that I use a lot for highlights, so I got it. Then we have, what's this? I'm forgetting. An acrylic marker, I think. So I have it in white, hoping that it's opaque, that I can use it for highlights. I have it in this color, turquoise. And then what's this? This is a Winsor & Newton Pro Marker watercolor. So it's water soluble, and I got this in blue. I have these Liquitex acrylic inks at home, and I love them, but I didn't have this color, neutral grey. My son just commented on the fact that neutral grey sounds like an extremely depressing name for a colour. We can call it, I don't know, fog grey, misty grey. Now, pale rose, so these go together. And then I have Liquitex marker again. I think it's a marker. And over here, in here, I have something else by Sennelier, and it's an oil stick again. Wow, how come I got different oil sticks in different shapes? And it's in light grey again, so. Yeah, that's my art haul up till now, but it's not finished because I went back to film. When I asked them if I could film, they said yes. Sorry about the traffic. So I went back and I added this help assistant, please. Okay, so this I went back to buy, and I knew I was going to cave in and buy. I had been admiring this for quite a few years. It's a Daniel Smith primary sets, essential sets. So we have two primary yellows, of course, reds and blues, and we have a cool and a warm tone for each one of them. So we have a cool and a warm yellow, a cool and a warm red, and a cool and a warm blue, and these are the primary colours. And I think this would be really handy to learn colour theory. I think it was pretty expensive, maybe around 25 euros for such a small thing, but I caved in. Again, it's my birthday and I'll buy if I want to. What's in here? I cannot remember. It's a good thing that I didn't have a lot of time, because yeah, things could have been worse. And that's another oil stick. I don't know what I'll be doing with all these oil sticks. So I don't know how much of what I filmed in the shop will be, or in the warehouse will be on the video. But these are a brand of watercolours that I never came across. Grey Hat. I have no idea where they're from. I'll try and find out before I upload this video, but I decided to get the 3 colours that I paid with the most, and I have cerulean blue, cadmium red light, and they didn't have Naples yellow, which I like, so I got a yellow ochre. And let's put these down there as well, and I'm curious to know what they perform like.
Rose Doré and Antwerp Blue, because I've never tried it.
We have this brush. It looks so beautiful and juicy that I thought I could use it for really big paintings, and surely have something similar, but this brand is a B, and yeah, I just think it picks up a lot of water. It's really juicy feeling. I haven't tried it yet of course, but I can't wait to try it out. And last but not least, we have these rubbers which I put in the back of pencils, and I think are really handy because I'm always looking for an eraser, and if it's on the back of your pencil, it's so much easier to not spend hours looking for it. And yes, this is abstract acrylic ink, and the colour, let's see, is it's ochre rose, of course. I could not go without, and I have no idea how I'm going to be using that. So my assistant is confirming that our art haul is over. Let's have a look at everything that I've got. I'm a bit kind of not in the right situation here to do the art haul, but I just wanted to do a preview of it. It felt so much more than this for what I spent, because I can assure you it was extremely expensive. And yes, I can't wait to test everything out and understand what these are. Test all the different watercolors, the acrylic pens, the inks, and the everything. Yeah, it's going to be super exciting, and I hope that I have some really good and interesting finds.
And here is just a little vlog moment to pay tribute to the beauty of Lisbon and its surrounding area. And here I am back in hot Rome. At least Portugal was sunny but cool. And I am already testing the art supplies that I bought at Ponto Das Artes. As you can see, I have picked up the Brehat, I think that's how you pronounce it, paints. And a lot of binding agent came out of the first one, the cadmium red light. as you can see. I didn't have the same problem with the second tube nor with the third tube, and I decided to make a painting using these three colours. I will admit I ended up using some other colours as well, but what I would like to explain to you is that I really love starting off a painting by mixing cerulean blue and cadmium red light. I really love the neutral tone that you get by mixing these two colours, and you can kind of play it by ear and push it more in one direction rather than in the other. But I like starting off my portraits with this really neutral, muted colour and just start laying down the shadows and the foundation for my painting, and then I go over top that with splatters and glazing and highlights and all the other things. I picked up this abstract Sennelier marker, acrylic marker, sooner than I thought because I wanted to use it for highlights, and it's really hard to get the right amount of it out. There's a sort of nozzle and you just have to press it out very gently. You kind of get a little blob. And I think it almost acts like masking fluid because when you paint over top it, it doesn't budge, it doesn't reactivate. So it almost behaves like masking fluid. I went back to this painting, which I started in this square format sketchbook, and I cannot remember whether I started this painting while I was still in Rome before going to Portugal or while I was in Portugal. I think I was in Portugal. However, I just decided to, since the sketch was already there, to go back and practice in it. And I still used those grey hat colours, if that's how you pronounce them, those paints. And I still started off with that muted mix of cerulean blue and cadmium red light, again playing around with the quantities because the red can very easily overpower the blue and it can become too dark, and you don't want to start off too dark. And for this painting, I also discovered one of the art supplies I got in Lisbon is magical. The magical supply is this abstract acrylic ink in this beautiful rose ochre colour. I just love how it works. I used it in the hair, I added some drops of it, and I can't describe just how beautiful it feels to work with. It's very liquid, it flows very well, and I love it. I also tried this Menso brush to see how good it would be for details. And then it was the end of my video. It lasted so long this time. If you made it all the way to the end, you are an absolute rock star. And remember to write that in the comments. Remember that watching this video means so much. It really supports my channel. So if you'd like to leave a comment down below, or if you'd like to support me on Patreon, everything will be in the description box. But before I go, I just wanted to say a quick comment about the silver oil stick by Sennelier. I was super worried about it smearing on the spread when I closed my sketchbook, but it has since been closed for a couple of days and it has not smeared. It is really beautiful and oily feeling and super pigmented, and I cannot wait to use this more in my work. So I hope you enjoyed this very different video. I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of Lisbon. I hope that if you have been there, you will share your memories down below. I would really enjoy that. And I will see you next Sunday. Thank you so much, and bye for now.